With the release of Endurance comes with a caveat of updates and a lot of new, very tasty things you can now do in No Man's Sky. And some of these features are absolutely game-changing. So in today's video, we're going to have an in-depth look of all the new features, everything that this new update has to offer, and you'll be very surprised with what you can do. So let's get into today's video. Now, the very first feature I want to bring your attention to is the color changing abilities now that have been implemented into your freighter. You can choose all different colors and designs for every new room that you build, which will give some very interesting and a very fresh new look to your current freighters. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is whenever you spawn in any new rooms, you'll notice that NPCs will instantaneously start walking about your ship, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've got all these rooms here set up. So as you can see, we've got all your usual ones that you would expect, just like you can have on an own planet, such as your science terminal, appearance modifier, and so on. But this new one here, called the Data Store, I like to call it the Eye of Sauron. The reason being is the mechanical eye on the inside literally follows you, and obviously, just like before, this can all be customized with color as well. It kind of reminds me of the boss in Portal, where the eye just like follows you about and tries to kill you at the end. Spoiler alert if you do obviously play Portal, but it reminds me of that, and it's really, really cool to see. I kind of think that's a bit of an Easter egg, like a nod to Portal. Now, going into this room, you can see here we have your usual Fleet Commander's room. Now, this looks completely different compared to what it did before, but the Planetary Probe is where things get very, very spicy. Now, the Planetary Probe, I'll show you properly what it does in just a second. But when I said that this is an absolute game changer, believe me. As you can see, for example, all of these worlds have been fully found. Now, I've not gone to each individual one and tried to find these. It's actually been completely populated by this probe automatically, which is a massive, massive advantage. I'm going to demonstrate that a bit fully later on in today's video, but we're going to keep on checking out these rooms, mainly like these cultivation chambers. Now, these farms just work as they do on a planet, except from their amazing new modules, and they look absolutely epic. You've even got one of the modules there which has, for example, one of the cooking stations, so you can go ahead and start cooking recipes. You can turn literally into Gordon Ramsay. Love how we just got this like random nutrient processor there. Absolutely hilarious. Now, for example, you could plant Get Nip Nip in these. You can plant just about any plant that you want, and it has the ability to harvest everything once you're done. And of course, it also has your agricultural station there as well. So the next on our list is the production rooms. Now, for example, this consists of this large refiner here, and it refines everything super, super quickly. And look at that new detailing there with the refiner. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It looks absolutely incredible. But this next thing is game changing, not because of how fast it is. So essentially what happens is every 3 minutes you'll get one of those items at the side that you just seen, but it's only one item every 3 minutes. It's really slow, but those can and do stack. And you also have all the other items in there as well, as you would expect, such as your storage room and your exocraft stations. That's nothing particularly new. We did have that before. And essentially, it's all the same stuff with those, except from the rooms just been obviously built around it with the new design. But look at this stellar extractor room just very quickly here. You can see how I'm just absolutely queuing these up, and it looks phenomenal. You could have a whole bottom level of nothing but stellar extractors and get passive income. And the best thing about this as well, on top of all that, is it doesn't just run off at game time. So when you switch to game off, these things will still technically be running. It actually runs off normal time. So it means you'll always be earning even when your computer is off, which is absolutely amazing. And if all of that was not enough, you can place down ladders, which then opens up a vent at the top, and you can, for example, go outside. You can build new rooms up here. The applications that this represents right now is virtually limitless. There's so much that you can do. So let's take a more in-depth look at what that probe has to offer from a little bit earlier in the video. So we're going to have a look at the freighter warp map here on this console, and we're just going to choose a random planet. And as you can see, it's a brand new one. I've never been to this system before, so I have no idea what planets it has. But look at the warp detailing. You can now see your entire freighter move in interstellar space. Look at how cool that looks. Really, really, really loving that feature. So here we go. I'm not going to edit this bit out. I want to show you this right now. So if we go into our discoveries, you can see I cannot see any of these planets at all. I have no idea what they look like or anything. So we're going to go over now to that probe station, which should be here on my second left. Here we go. Fantastic. We're going to activate the planetary probe, and then we're going to have a look. Look at that. We have so much detail now of all the planets. It tells us what kind of planet it is, what resources it has, the name of it. It's absolutely incredible, which means it completely cuts down all the discovery time tenfold. Now, it doesn't give you, for example, all of the animals and fauna and whatnot on the planet. You still need to go down onto the physical planet itself and discover all that yourself manually, but still, this is a massive, massive, massive game changer. So here we go. We just jump into our ship here and look at just the first random planet in front of us. You will see it will now say that I have discovered it, which is incredible because I've never even been to one of these worlds before. It's amazing. Now, this last thing I'm going to show you is absolutely incredible. As we all know, black holes have been in the game for a very long time, and just recently they've had a wonderful facelift. So, in the spirit of things, and just because it's me, I decided to park my freighter incredibly close to this black hole, and I'm going to run off the end of my freighter, jump inside of it, and see what it looks like. Because, you know what? I'm curious, and you know what it say? Curiosity definitely killed the cat. So, let's go! Now, one of the very first things you'll notice is if you try and do this yourself, is it's going to give you something called a gravitational bump. That's when you get so close to the black hole itself, it will try and kick you away from it. However, if you persist, you can still get inside of this thing. It's just going to take a little bit longer than usual because it will start flinging you about, as I've just demonstrated. So, as the saying goes, I absolutely love to insert myself in holes. Now, look at this. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm just at the event horizon right now, about to go into the black deep, and it looks phenomenal. It looks like they've removed a lot of the lightning that used to happen, and it's kind of still a bit glitchy. I still think there's a lot of patches that still need to be made, because right now it looks like I'm just like floating around in space, but then if I turn around, you'll kind of just see it pop in and out of existence. But it looks so much more eerie, so much more ominous without all the cloud cover and whatnot. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. But there we go, guys. This has been a more in-depth look at all the new features that this game has to offer. And it is absolutely incredible. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you like about this update? What don't you like about the update? Because I understand that this update isn't for everybody. I know a lot of people are hoping for different things. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.